Working with Worksheets Part 2. We're going to hide and unhide the worksheets. We're going to copy and move a worksheet within the workbook. And we're going to copy and move a worksheet to another workbook. To hide a worksheet, it's a simple process. Right-click the sheet that you want to hide. Select Hide from the shortcut menu. Sheet 1 is now no longer showing. To display the sheets that are hidden, right-click a visible sheet. Select Unhide, which is now no longer grayed out. We get the list of the sheets that are hidden. Sheet 1 is selected by default. OK, and Sheet 1 comes back. A couple of notes on hiding worksheets. One, you can never hide all of the worksheets. You have to have one displayed at least. Two, you can hide multiple worksheets at the same time, but you have to unhide them one at a time. There's no way that Excel allows you to unhide multiple worksheets, but you can hide several at the same time. And three, when you hide a worksheet, there isn't a password that you can set up to prevent somebody from unhiding that worksheet, just as we unhid Sheet 1. Moving and copying a worksheet within the workbook. To move a worksheet, simply left-click it and physically move it. You can also right-click and get the shortcut menu, select Move or Copy. The default is Move. I want to move it before Sheet 2. Sheet 2 is selected, and it goes back to where it was before. To copy the worksheet, press the Control key, left-click. I'm going to make a copy right next to the original Sheet 1. Release, and I have Sheet 1 and a copy of Sheet 1. I could have also done this by using the shortcut menu, right-click, Move or Copy. And this menu defaults to Move. To create a copy, left-click this checkbox. Say OK. And now I have Sheet 1, a copy of Sheet 1, and a second copy of Sheet 1. Now we're going to copy and move worksheets from one workbook to another workbook. I have two workbooks opened. I have Book 1, which is what we've been working out of. I have Sheet 1 and two copies of Sheet 1. Sheet 2 and Sheet 3. I have another workbook opened up, which is Book 2, which is the default workbook. We have Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3. Going back to the other workbook, to move one of these worksheets to the other workbook, right-click at the shortcut menu, Move or Copy, and we have a drop-down that enables us to select the workbook we are moving the worksheet to. In this case, I'm going to move it to the end, say OK, and Excel takes us to Book 2. We see Sheet 1, the copy of Sheet 1, located at the end of the worksheets that are within Book 2. Going back over to Book 1, our first copy of Sheet 1 is now gone because we moved it. We can also create a copy in another workbook of a worksheet within the active workbook. Right-click to get the shortcut menu, left-click Move or Copy, drop down to select the workbook you want to create the copy in, select the location in the sequence of the worksheets that are in the workbook, left-click Create a Copy, OK, and again, Excel takes us to Book 2 where we have Sheet 1, Sheet 2, Sheet 3, which is what we started with. We have our copy of Sheet 1 from Workbook 1 that we moved to this workbook. And we have our second copy of Sheet 1 that we copied into this workbook that still also resides in Workbook 1. So we saw where we could hide and unhide a worksheet within a workbook, and we can copy or move a worksheet within a workbook, and we can copy or move a worksheet to another workbook.